This CD contains the opinions and thoughts of certain independent sales directors. The information shared with you by these individuals are their own ideas and strategies regarding the cultivation of a successful independent Mary Kay business. The independent sales directors hope that you find something in this CD to inspire you and to help you succeed in your own independent Mary Kay business. Naturally, your personal results may vary depending on the time and effort you choose to invest in your Mary Kay business. As with any business opportunity, various factors may affect the financial results that are achieved in your Mary Kay business. Therefore, there are no guarantees regarding same.
Independent Executive National Sales Director Gloria Mayfield Banks definitely knows a thing or two about charisma. Listen as Gloria shares her tips for increasing your charisma and creating an environment that people will want to be in all the time.
The three most important skills: selling, personally recruiting, and people skills. And under people skills, of course, are leadership skills and emotional management. Emotional management. And here's one of the biggest things I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you all to make big girl decisions. Big girl decisions are choosing who you will start to hang around. You have to hang around people who are going in the same direction you're going and willing to work as hard as you're willing to work to get there. So I'm going to tell you, hang around people who are willing to do 12 skincare classes in a month. And if they're not willing to do 12 classes in a month, you tell them you'll see them after seminar. And here's what else it takes: 12 classes and 3 face-to-face interviews. Personal face-to-face interviews, 3 of them a week. Okay, now we're going to talk about charisma. And I'm going to tell you something. I know some of you are building your business and you need to create an environment where people want to come all the time. My idea of a phenomenal sales meeting is it's so exciting you can't wait to get there, and so uncomfortable you can't wait to get out. Because either you're not producing or you want your own sales meeting. And so we want to create an environment where people like that, but it starts with you. I'm going to give you some very specific things that you guys can do to increase your charisma. Here's the first thing: charisma can be learned. It definitely can be learned. And number 2, you have to practice it. You have to practice it over and over and over again. I honestly believe your persuasion skills come from the skincare class. Your charisma will come from the skincare class. And no one can convince me. A sales director cannot find 12 women in a month who can introduce her to 2 more people. And if you are sitting in front of those people, that you can't become a phenomenal recruiter. Are you with me? So here we go. We're going to talk about charisma, and we're going to talk about how you can develop yourself to be better in charisma. Number 1, you want to expect acceptance. You want to expect that people are going to want to be in your space. You want to expect that they're excited to see you. You want to expect that they can't wait for you to walk in the room. You want to expect that people are excited to be with you. You have to know deep in your gut that when I spend 20 to 40 minutes with you, you are going to be better off having spent some time with me. Look at your girlfriend next to you. Smile at her. Teeth. Surrounded by Mary Kay lipstick. Okay, now shake her hand. None of that fingertip thing going on. No fingertip action. Okay? This is what we're going to work on. At your skincare classes and appointments, you're going to walk in, you're going to extend your hand. You're going to give her a good handshake. You're going to smile with teeth. You're going to have it surrounded by lipstick. You're going to nod and you're going to talk to her. And you're going to extend your hand and say, "Hey, Judy, my name is Gloria. I am so excited to meet you. I'm the beauty consultant here today, and I cannot wait to teach this class. I can't wait to be the first to introduce you to the new Mary Kay. You know, Susan's in the kitchen, and she's starting with satin hands, and I'm going to point you in that direction. But I cannot wait to get to know you better." Did you guys hear that? Nice, loud, standing up, hand extended. But really what it's saying is, I'm fun, I'm feminine, I'm professional, and I'm taking all of your money tonight. And when you're in the recruiting appointment, you have to decide that you are a master recruiter. You don't become a master recruiter, you decide to be a master recruiter. And once you are a master recruiter and decide you're a master recruiter, then it's gonna come to you. And your attitude has to be, when you come into that place where you sit down to have coffee or whatever, and she sits down, you have to, in your mind, say, oh, you can sit down. Because I promise you, when you get up, you're gonna be a beauty consultant. You can sit down if you want to. You've got to be all over knowing that she's going to be on your team because you're going to take them someplace. Women want to be taken someplace. And you've got to give them a vision on where they're going. So when you extend that hand and present them with the opportunity, you've got to be able to tell them, I'm going to take you to a place you've never been before. You're going to go over the marketing plan. You're going to give it to her. Then you guys, as sales directors, we're going to get into their hearts. And you're going to say, I'm able to take you to a place you've never been before. Have you ever walked into a room of 5, 6, 12 people, and they start applauding for you right away? I'm going to take you to a place you've never been before. Have you had the opportunity to travel with some Mary Kay powerful girlfriends 1, 2, 3, 4 times a year? I'm going to take you to a place you've never been before. Have you ever had an opportunity where you can laugh as much as you want and become debt-free? I'm going to take you to a place you've never been before. You guys, you have to always be able to tell them someplace. You've got to be able to expect acceptance. Number 2, you have to control your attitude. Success in business is based on mental attitude and mental capacities. You've got to learn to be very optimistic, and you have to control your attitude. Now, let me just say this to you. The best way to have a positive attitude is, number 1, decide it's all on you. Number 2 is wake up knowing you're in control of your attitude. Number 3, you do not have time for a bad day. You have time for a bad moment. You've got to be able to cut it. And number 4, it is critical that you know that your attitude is directly associated with what you put into your brain. So you must know that you're in control of your attitude. And let me just say this to you. Attitude is not being happy and smiling. Attitude is your outlook on life. What is your outlook on life? And let me just say this to you. How many of you in this room have had some form of drama in your life? Put your hand up high. If she didn't put her hand up, call 911 because she is dead. Okay, let me just tell you about drama. Number 1, everybody doesn't want to know about it. So don't tell them about your drama unless they can do something about your drama. And number 2, it is so important that you know everybody has it. The people at the top just know how to cope with it better. They have the exact same drama you have. And I don't mean just at the top of Mary Kay. I mean at the top of everybody that you admire, at the top of the community, at the top of your church, at the top. Everybody has the same drama. They just choose to cope with it differently. And it is their outlook on life. And I want to tell you something. You can get it. Are you with me? You can get it. Next thing I want to say, perfect your posture. Posture has a whole lot to do with your charisma. You guys sit up in your chair. Give me energy. You have to be on purpose all the time. The way you walk is if you're going someplace. It's very on purpose. You have to sit tall. You either have it or you don't. If you have it, good for you. If you don't, get some. Are you with me? Get some heels that make a statement. Image is critical in this business. Realize we're in the image business. Your hair has to be slamming. Girl, people say, ooh, you all look so good. Now really, when you guys see those top sales directors and those national sales directors walk through the hallway, don't you just like, That's how I used to be. It's because of money. You got to get some of it, and I promise you, at the beginning, it's going to come from the skincare classes. Are you guys with me? Your hair shines more when you make money. Your lip gloss works better when you have money. Your stomach is flatter because of the armor underneath your garments. I'm just going to be real with you. Think before you talk. You guys think before you talk. And if ever you're in an emotional situation of any kind, form, or fashion, think before you talk. If ever you're in a difficult situation. I remember one time, you guys, I was doing, I don't know, 800,000, something like that. One of my consultants was calling me to tell me how much she did not like our sales meeting and all the ideas in which she had for me to change them. And so I listened to her entire conversation. And then I said to her, thank you for sharing. Thank you. And then I hung up the phone. Because I had absolutely no intentions of doing what she said. But I do listen because maybe she would have given me an idea. But the bottom line, it would not have done her or me any good to go back and forth about that. Are you with me? And because I am the leader and because I have done the work, I don't have to justify everything at that particular point to her. But it first starts with my willingness to listen, and I was willing to change. Just her suggestions at that point weren't what I needed at that time. Of course, we had just left the meeting. Of course, it was hotter than dirt. Everybody was excited, right? Except her, because what? She wasn't working. If I am unhappy in my business, it is because I am not working. I want to tell you guys, it's not that you don't work hard, because you do work hard, don't you? Have any of you woken up on the 1st and then you went to bed, and then when you woke up again, it was the 30th, right? And then you start hitting that enter button. It's not that you don't think about it. It's not that you don't work hard about it. You have to work the right activities. You have to sell a lot to get a Cadillac. You have to personally recruit a lot to get a Cadillac. Shoot them straight when you're talking. Shoot them straight when you're talking. That means be specific, and don't be afraid of being direct. You can still be kind and direct at the same time. But you know what? You're looking at her, and she walks into your meeting, and she has on pants, and your right top lip starts to quiver because she's only one of 3 that are there, and you don't want to get her angry, but you know you need to say something. You got to shoot her straight. And the way you say it is something like this: Judy, what I am amazed about is your commitment and dedication to come to this meeting. And because you're here, I know you're feeling me as we together create the best meeting tonight. And every week we work to create the best meeting tonight. I am so willing to listen to you for what you think we need to do. Are you willing to listen to me? Because I promise you, as you told me on the telephone, that you want to be your best and you want to build. Please honor Mary Kay. This would be the last time I see you in pants, won't it? That's great. You lift them up and you shoot them straight. It is not an option, but you have to tell them, I'm going to take you to the place. So as we create the best thing, I know you're willing to work with me together to make it the best. But be sure that you shoot them straight. I know that you have women in your unit who really say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And they say, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. And you got to shoot them straight. You tell them, Mary Kay is not going to give you all the things she has for you if you're not selling a lot of product and personally recruiting. So you let them know all the want in the world will not make a difference. Like, for instance, one of my consultants, who I know will be a sales director, she came over to my meeting after a couple of times and she said, Gloria, you know, I love to get 5 names a day, whether it's warm chattering or referrals at skincare classes. And I always tell them to get 5 names a day. She said, Gloria, can I come and talk to you after work? So she came over to my office and we were talking. She says, Gloria, I just don't know how to get 5 names a day. And I said, well, tell me what happens. She says, I go to work, and then after I get on work, you know, I get on the expressway and I go back home. And she says, I don't see anybody. I know you don't see anybody on the expressway. But let me ask you a question. While you were on the expressway, did you happen to see at least one exit? You have to get off the expressway to find some people. And in this business, you must find people to increase your income. So this is what I want to tell you. You have to shoot her straight. Are you guys with me? You can't sugarcoat it. The real deal is you need people, and they're not on the expressway. Next point, be aware of your style. Be aware of your style. As you practice and grab who you are, be aware of your style. You will never lose who you are. But in order to become good at charisma, in order to become good at building so that people want to be in your space, watch other people's actions. Find someone who's phenomenal at promoting and watch them promote. Find someone who's phenomenal at opening the sales meeting. Find someone that's phenomenal at closing. Find the places where you need to be phenomenal, because you must learn to sell the dream. You can sell the product. You must learn to sell the dream. Admit your mistakes. Don't let people think that you feel you need to be perfect. Many of you know my story that I found out I was dyslexic in the 7th grade. I promise you, if you give me a long piece of paper to read, I will mess it up. I understand my weaknesses, and I embrace that particular part of who I am. But I find my strengths in other places, you guys. It's okay. Be flexible. This is key. You want to stand out while you participate in the crowd. You can stand out in the city. You can stand out at the workshop. You're going to stand out at a career conference. You're going to slap them with the big stick at seminar. Because we decided that that's the place that you can go, and I know that you can do it. And that's going to be very, very on purpose. You got to be at ease with yourself and at ease with other people. Now let me tell you what to do, because you've got to become a good storyteller. In order to build the dream, you must learn how to become inspirational. The best way to become inspirational is to learn how to tell stories. The best way to become a great storyteller is to get Dr. Seuss's book, Oh, the Places That You'll Go. You are to read it to your children. You are to read it to the neighborhood's children. You are to read it to all the children at the Sunday school class. You're to read it at every church student. You're to find as many kids as you possibly can to read that book. And I want you to learn how to read it with excitement. And then I want you to learn how to read it, trying to change their life and get into their heart. You got to learn how to use your voice and use your tone. And remember what I said. I said it's learn. So if you want to become great, you've got to be able to learn how to tell the story of the new consultant who just stepped into the space and the consultant who's building her business. You have to learn how to tell the story of the hostess that you met yesterday who let you into her home, and now she has a chance to introduce you to 3 of her most important friends. And that in itself is a story. You must learn how to tell a 40-second eye story at the skincare class, so that when people hear your story, they're going to want to be with you. It is all in your storytelling ability. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I am now an actress. You've got to become an actress and become totally excited about where you're going and what you're doing, because it will make a total difference to where you're going and what you're doing in this business. I got some things I want to share with you. It's called the power of motivation. And I want to tell you that it's very important. If you miss something, it's out of your control. But if you understand the power of music and the power of telling stories and the power of energy, there's power in energy. And I don't care what your personality is like. I don't care what it's like. That if you hold skincare classes, a lot of them, and sell a lot of product and start interviewing, you can't wimp out. If you are holding skincare classes and not doing face-to-face interviews, you are wimping out. And you know what? I don't care which recruiting brochure you use. The point is, you've got to give them the brochure. Ask them for the interview. Are you with me? And I want you to know, you can have it like me, or you can be like Arlene Lenars or Ann Newberry, soft and gentle. They have a charisma that is so contagious. Are you contagious? And let me tell you something else. When you walk away from a crowd, people are going to talk about you. When you walk away from a crowd, people are going to talk about you. You are now going to decide what they say. This is what they're going to say about me when I walk away from the crowd. When I leave the skincare class, this is what I want them to say about me. And that's what they'll talk about. promise you, right now, starting today, let's get it started. Starting today, I want you to walk as if you've accomplished what we talked about by seminar. I want you to walk as if you have 100 plus unit members. I want you to talk as if you have 100 plus unit members, because when you can act that way, it's when it comes that way. Let me just tell you about the power of motivation. Number one, it crystallizes clarity. Number two, it builds belief. It increases focus. It gives people direction. It generates energy. It expands confidence. It assists you in developing a vision. And let me just say this to you. I expect that you will have a brand new goal poster up. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Let's be honest here. How many of you have heard the suggestions about a goal poster? Is it off the computer? No! It is poster board. With you have heard the suggestions about a goal poster. Is it off the computer? No! Motivation will help you discover options. Motivation inspires different courses. It educates uninformed. It makes you grow and hunger for more. It reveals the reward of discipline. It pulls together team spirit. It gives you the power to overcome obstacles. It gives you commitment for tomorrow. It encourages success. It stops procrastination. It makes you aware of a higher power. It decreases fear, worry, and doubt. And in this environment, it must sharpen competition and your competitiveness to win. You guys have to want it so bad. You gotta want it, like Pamela Cheek says, you gotta want it more than air. You have got to want to be on the scoreboard. You have to find the scoreboard. You have to create one. Say seminar. Director card. Seminar. 100 people. Seminar. Recruiting bee. Or Gloria will kill me. Let's get it started in here. Goodbye.